What's up, everybody? Adam Meckler back again with another trumpet video. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about why students who play sports coming into trumpet playing do better with trumpet playing, and we're going to talk about why that doesn't matter. Before we get started, please hit like and hit subscribe. That really helps me out, helps out my channel, and helps kind of spread the word about all the stuff that I'm doing, both as a professional musician and as an educator and as a podcaster, all right? So check this out. I've taught thousands and thousands of beginning trumpet lessons. Before I became a university professor, I'm a university professor now. I taught thousands and thousands of beginner trumpet players, and 100% of the time, my students who had a background in sports were better at the trumpet initially getting started. And this is why. Students who do sports, they are better at following physical direction than students who don't do sports, all right? I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing baseball, basketball, golf, soccer. I played all that stuff. And I played a lot of it through high school, into college. I still play basketball a lot, and I'm into weightlifting. So sports is still a part of my life very much. But I love to, music is really where my heart is. And what I found with my students is that if you're forced to follow physical direction through sports, so in my case, like playing basketball, I learned this phrase that I never forgot: feet spread, knees bent, tail down, back straight, head and shoulders up. I'm a stud, right? This is your way of learning how to play defense on basketball. It's like your defensive stance, your optimal defensive stance. We had to memorize that. We had to yell that out, and we had to show physically that we knew what we were saying. I spent countless hours standing at the free throw line and shooting free throws, right? And really trying to memorize that physical motion of shooting the free throw and repeat making the shot, right? We want to repeat making the shot over and over. And that's essentially what we're doing when we play the trumpet is we're learning muscle memory. We're learning how to teach our face to make good sounds on the trumpet. What I've also found is for all my students who stuck with me for the long term, the students who really love music and love trumpet, and that's the reason why they chose to do music and play trumpet, they are the ones who ended up becoming the better trumpet players over time, right? It wasn't the ones who started really strong and had a background in sports. Now, there was some overlap, of course. Some of the students who, like myself, played sports growing up, but really, really loved music and kind of plugged that same amount of energy and motivation and hard work into playing the trumpet or playing music, they also obviously really succeeded. But the ones who stick with it and do it every day, a little bit every day, the ones who make trumpet playing a habit, who make it habitual, right, who do it daily, they are the ones who end up winning, quote unquote, in the game of music. And I say winning because we're talking about sports, but really there's no winning in music, right? You get what you get out of it, which is joy and love, and you can spread all kinds of positive energy. You can express emotion, wide-ranging emotions, right? So the ones that I noticed moving forward, the ones that continued to play trumpet and who made it habitual were the ones who actually got better at the instrument long term, right? They were the ones that end up playing first chair in concert band, lead trumpet or solo trumpet in jazz band, and so on. So the main point here is it's great to have some physical direction, and maybe if you're struggling with trumpet, doing a little bit of sports physical direction may help, right? It may help you get into the mindset of how to follow direction. When I'm teaching my students, I'm talking about do this with your lips, do this with your air, keep your face relaxed, keep your shoulders relaxed, stand like you're a tree growing out of the ground, keep your knees slightly bent. All these various different things that we have to think about when we play trumpet, we eventually want to make them second nature, right? We want to make them we want to put them in our subconscious. We want to work on them so habitually every day that it becomes second nature. It's something we don't even have to think about, like breathing. We don't even have to think about breathing. We just do it because we have to do it, right? And that's essentially creating habits around trumpet. You don't have to play a lot. It can be a small amount, right? It can be 15, 20 minutes every single day Like if you were only have to do 2 things every day, those 2 things would be long tones and lip slurs, right? Those are some of the most boring things on the trumpet. Actually, there's all kinds of fun things you can do with those, but those are some of the most boring things on the trumpet, generally speaking. It's not playing a song or an etude. It's not playing your favorite meme song or whatever. It's just doing long tones and lip slurs. But those are some of the most beneficial things that you can do on the trumpet. So if you did those every single day, no matter what, and you found a time, carve out a time. Maybe that's during during school where you can get away to band class, or maybe that's right after dinner time, in between dinner time and bedtime, when sometimes kids watch TV or read a book or whatever, have family time. It's like you can slip away, play some trumpet, 15, 20 minutes. That's what I did. I played every day in the afternoons, and in the evenings, I liked to play late at night. I still like to play late at night. And so I actually remember my sister like crying because I was playing trumpet too much, and she wanted to go to sleep or whatever. It was 10 p.m. and I was playing trumpet. Now I play gigs, so that's how I scratch my late night trumpet itch. But then I played late at night. And I played every day, and part of that was just like I just really loved it. I didn't have to. Now I have to be a little bit more intentional. I have kids now. I'm a university professor, so I have a lot of other things going on. I run a business called Gig Boss. It's like I have to do all these various different things, so I have to carve out my trumpet time. I have to be intentional about carving out my trumpet time. So what you can do is you can set aside 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes every single day at a point in the day that you can do every day as a habit, that you can do every day as a routine, and do some long tones and do some lip slurs and just focus on making good sounds on the trumpet. That's all you have to focus on. Long tones, that's just playing a long note, right? I've got a great video called Do Long Tones, Here's Why, that you can check out on that. And then I've got some lip slur videos too that you can check out. I think I'm gonna post cards here so you can see. All right, so do those things every day, and no matter what your background is, if you didn't play sports or whatever, it doesn't matter. No matter what your background is, you can become the great trumpet player, right? You can become that person. It just takes small amounts of dedication every single day that will compound, that will build on what you've done previously, compound, okay? So keep it up. Don't worry about it if you haven't played sports, but for those of you that come from a sports background, if you start out and you're just laser on the trumpet, you still have to put in that work. You still have to keep doing it every single day. If you really like it and you want to keep that edge, you got to practice. You got to put in some time. And that doesn't mean a lot. You don't have to practice a lot. It's about practicing every day. Create the habit. And then when you get better, that is when you're going to want to practice more, and it'll be effortless. Practicing more will be like, yeah, because you just want to do it. And you're better, and you can last longer because you've been doing long tones and you've been doing lip slurs every single day. All right? That's it for now. Peace out, y'all. Happy trumpet playing.